Sorry. And the world keeps turning. And the world keeps turning. Are you hyped now? I know Brian's hyped now. What's up, Brian? Brian, you gonna talk, man? We're live. What's good, man? What's good, audience? I don't know what Brian's doing. I don't think he knows we're live yet, but we are live. So what's good, guys? Episode 37, TGW. We are here. At least I am. Brian is now getting ready. I think he thought we were just getting ready to go live, but we are actually already live. And we can't hear you, Brian. We can't hear you. I see your mouth moving. We don't hear you, man. We don't hear you. He's gonna get it.
Okay, terribly sorry.
Brian, I just want to apologize on Brian's behalf. We just pulled our first Linus.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I got an excuse though. You know, like I wake up so early. I'm just like, oh god.
Dude, this is Brian. We hold ourselves to a higher quality than the Wan show. You need to get your priorities straight.
I know. I know we do. So, anyway, what's up, guys? What's up?
What's good, man? What's gravy trains and biscuit wheels? What's going on with you?
Just a lot, man. I sent that Sony camera back.
Yeah.
Because of the small sensor. I mean, I need something that performs pretty well in low light. That's what I realized. So I need big sensor, low aperture, and I'm good to go. So I mean, I'm working with my Canons again, the EOS Ms. Man, they're so good, eh? I love the EOS Ms, eh? They're just so like you get the magic lantern on them, and they're just so good to work with. Like,
see, I never took the plunge on that because I didn't want to mess with my Canon stuff because I'm always so like I don't know I'm a pussy like that.
Well, that's the thing, man. You can get the prime lenses, and then you can just use magic lantern to crop, and you've essentially got a zoom with your prime lenses. So when I'm doing work, it's just so easy. I'm like, okay, insta zoom. Whenever I want.
Except you're at 1080 though, so you're cropping it to lower than 1080, which is not really great.
Oh no! You're actually cropping it to 1080 when you use the crop. That's what you're doing. Because it's weird how it works. I don't know how exactly it works, but
interesting. Okay. But yeah, I still haven't gotten my bed of bones in yet for my new camera.
yep.
Brian, Bad Z Tech actually just gave me like some bad news. He said he was testing it last night on the Sigma and everything with the G7, and there's a lot of issues with as far as getting the AF to stay put. Like after you start filming and everything, when you're using it with like a tablet or something to get it focused.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys should just honestly get the primes, man. They got some wicked primes on the Micro Four Thirds.
They do. That's what I was saying to him because we know that the Metabones and the Sigma combo that like Dimitri uses works great on the GH4, but the G7 is still kind of new and there's not a ton of information on it, so it's still kind of touch and go. So Brian was seeing these issues that a lot of people aren't talking about in the forums because they're all like pro guys are like, oh, we shoot manual everything all the time. You know, like heaven forbid if you were on camera, you know, filming yourself and you had to autofocus. Jesus Christ, you know, these guys like fucking jump down your throat because you're not manually focusing on something.
Well, that's what I mean, dude. We're tech first, videography second.
I mean,
so you know you got to account for that.
Yeah, well, when you're on camera, you know, sitting there and you got to focus on yourself, and you're a one-man show. There's only one way to do it. You got to autofocus, really. Other or you manual focus. You got to keep getting up and checking it. And who's got time for that? You just fucking autofocus on the tablet or your smartphone, and you're off and running. So the G7 seems to be having some incompatibility issues with that. So now I'm thinking, like you said there, not necessarily just primes. I was thinking about picking up the 17 or the 20 millimeter 1.7 for this, which is good, but also the 17 to 35 f2.8, which is a zoom, but it holds f2.8, which would be damn good, and that's for people that know cameras. That's effectively 24 to 70 if you were on a full frame. So it's just like being on my old Canon lens, really.
Yeah, well, I just love
the
primes, man. I'm gonna keep working with primes. I love it. So
primes are really sharp. They're without a doubt sharper than zoom lenses. You will get a better image on a zoom. I mean on a prime, I should say.
Yeah.
But it's just it's harder to work with, and to be honest, I'm lazy. And when I'm filming, I don't want when I'm it's not even necessarily just laziness. When I'm filming and I'm in the zone, I'm focusing on my shots. The last thing I want to do is have to stop and swap out hardware. I don't want to have to stop and swap out hardware, let alone like if I have to take my camera off the tripod and everything and do all that stuff. Like, no, I just want a good zoom lens on there so I could just go shot to shot to shot and just move and keep it rolling, keep doing what I got to do. So
that's
why
why
I like the zooms.
that's why I'll get 2 primes and use one for the wide shots, one for the close-ups, and that's how I work. That's why I've got a 50mm and a 22mm here. So, I mean, everyone's different. I've just got my workflow down pat. So, if I do get something like a G7 or a GH4, I'd get 2 primes.
See, for you especially then with the primes, you're going to benefit the most obviously from a GH4 or a G7 or the Sony with the 4K, because then you could do all your crops in post. Because you could just worry about getting a good shot on your prime, and then you could, if you got to crop it down and lose like a few hundred pixels, so what? No one's gonna know the difference at the end of the day.
Exactly right. Yeah.
As you said, you're home and host.
That's it, home and hose, brother. I'm actually home and hose with an R2D2 cup. So
And
let's
well, before we move on, just thank you real quick to Efren in the chat for his donation to us. Said thanks for the content, guys. Keep it going. You are very welcome, and thank you for your support on the show, man. That is much
thanks, man. Thanks. We're always gonna keep it going. So that's just what we do around here. We're grinding. So I got asked like in an interview, like, what's I keep grinding, man. Everything in life is just a grind, and I love it, man. Like,
you love the grind?
Yeah, bring it on, man. Like,
I can tell by that 5 a.m. shadow and that hair you got going on there. You are on the grind.
Yeah,
like you're on the grind, man, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Well, sometimes the grind is good, sometimes it's bad. Like there are days where I'm just like, oh my god, I don't even want to just move. And then like there's days today, like today, I woke up at 5 a.m. today to film a video outside because I looked at like the weather because I wanted to do a video outside at 0 degrees testing PC temperatures.
Yeah, how cold is it today?
0 degrees. But I only had a couple hours to do this, so I was like, all right, I only have a couple hour window from like 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. So I got to get my ass out of bed. So I got up at like 5 a.m., carried a table out there, set up a PC, monitor, keyboard, mouse, everything at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was out there with my camera filming valley benchmarks at 0 degrees, literally 0 degrees outside. And then playing Rainbow Six Siege in my t-shirt in 0 degrees for you guys.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and like editing the video afterwards, oh my god, it looks so good. I can't wait until after this is done so I could render it out and actually watch it back in full speed without it getting all choppy, because all the stuff I've done to it in 4K, I can't even watch it. I can't even watch it in the editor right now with everything added onto it. It's impossible.
I've got to I mean personally, like we'll just quickly brush over personal news. Yeah, like I've got a lot of used PCs coming in, and like I'm going to have to bang out like I just recently built
like
that
the Xeon one, yeah.
Yeah, the E5460, man, 5640, sorry, 5640. That thing is just a beast, man. Like you can get it for like $15 even. I saw it for $15, like on eBay in the US. Like I got it for about 20 where I'm at, and what a CPU for the money, man. Hands down. Like if you're a gamer or someone getting into tech, that CPU is just the CPU to get. Like 4 cores, 8 threads overclockable, 32 nanometer. Absolute beast of a CPU, man, for the money.
Well, you and I in private have been talking about this E5 2670 that we got up here, and that's like really gotten me excited as well. Basically, I mean, we got it up here. If you look at it on your guys' screens, I've got the links down below too if you want to check it out.
Yeah, well, I've got to give Shannon a shout out, man. One of my subs let us know about that. Like, I was just like, "What is this?" And
$75, man, for 8 cores. 8 cores. Okay, guys, these are i7s, which means it's an 8-core, 16-thread Xeon processor. Now, these are 2.6, but they boost to 3.3, so they don't overclock, but they boost to 3.3, and you've got 16 threads. So
plus, you got a little bit of room to work with. If you've got the B clock, you can work around a little bit with that.
Yeah, you could base clock it a little bit. I mean, you can't go crazy because otherwise your memory's going to go all over the place. But you got to get and the GPUs as well because that's going to affect everything. So
yeah, $70, man. My jaw dropped. I'm like, all right, how can I get 2 of these things?
Yeah, so you got to get 2.
You have 2, right?
Yeah, because I got the motherboard up here too. I got the motherboard up as well.
So yeah, how can I get 2 of these things, and how can I get a 16-core, 32-thread beast going? That'll absolutely poop on my X99
for 4K. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the thing is though, it's so cheap for what it is. Like that's going to be so good for production, and it's going to be cheaper. Like I'll be able to sell my X99 stuff off, and then really make a statement. Because I believe in the used market. Like I really am starting to believe in the value you can get out of it is so good.
And
Especially,
yeah.
yeah.
So go ahead. Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, with the server CPUs, they've been babied their whole life, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, the motherboards, like I got this X58 motherboard in, and it was clear as daylight that this guy had no idea how to overclock it. He had their profile, like, he had 3.8 gigahertz profile saved in there, and I checked it out, and all he did was like bump up the voltage for like 1.2 volt, and I'm like, there's no way that thing's going to be able to overclock to 3.8 at 1.2 volt. So he essentially never overclocked his CPU or his motherboard. And those things are designed to be overclocked, you know, the X58 motherboards.
Yeah.
So it's just pretty funny. It's like, well, scored a bargain.
Well,
So
I mean, I could tell people that you've definitely intrigued me with this as well because I've started looking at it too because I can see that I've been feeling the pain of working with 4K footage. So I'm looking at picking up this ASRock MOBA, which Newegg actually is brand new for 309. So that's a dual socket board. So I can get 2 of these CPUs for 75 each. It's 150 plus 300, 450, and you're fucking laughing with 16 cores, 32 threads.
that's what I'm telling you, bro.
At
That's
3
what I'm telling
point, even if you're only running at 3.3 gigahertz, what I'm thinking is doing a dedicated edit. I was talking about this. I want to do a dedicated just editing and rendering machine and put that next to this PC.
Yeah.
And then when I want to edit and render, I'll just switch displays and that's it. And then I'll have this, my X99 for gaming and all that stuff.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like, go check out the ECC memory as well. That's the cream.
It's
that's
cheap.
That's icing on the
Unregistered,
cake.
unregistered ECC memory. You can
Oh,
pick
I'm getting the
up.
registered stuff, man. It's $100 for 64 gigabytes.
I thought the unregistered was better.
No, registered's better.
The registered's better. Okay.
Yeah, because it's
I'm still
it's
learning
like-
about this. I don't know about
Well,
the
it
server memory.
depends. It's not better. Like unregistered can be better for gaming and whatnot because it's a little bit faster, right? But registered's essentially an extra layer of protection against crashing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anyway,
All
that's
right.
all it
Well.
is, so.
All right. So, but either
Super
way,
Big
it's really.
Dog,
Either way, it's really. Yeah. Super big.
Sorry,
Dogs, I was
thanks.
gonna say.
We got another donation. Thank you, Super Big Dog, to you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Great show on both sides of the globe. You two are great and watch and learn from. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I always see him in the comments. Much appreciated, dude. But yeah, I'm just still really looking at this ASRock thing. Is I'm probably going to order these Xeon chips. I think like probably tonight or tomorrow, and then get the ASRock board at the end of the month because this thing is just looking like a great option right now. Just
Well, I
for
pulled the
just for
trigger
rendering
straight
alone.
away. Like I just saw it. I was like, no, I'm getting that. Like,
Well,
bang.
I'm hoping you get it before I get a chance to put all the money into, so I can hear your results. Like I don't know. I'm afraid there's going to be like some sort of weird incompatibility issues where you're going to turn it on and it's like, oh, by the way, it only works with like Windows NT or something for servers. I don't know. Like
No.
some
It'll work
weird
with
shit.
Windows 10 Pro. Like it'll work with Windows 10 Pro because it supports
Yeah.
Windows Pro. You need Windows Pro though because it supports 2 CPUs. I'm not sure about Windows Home. If you don't have Windows Home, it only supports 1 CPU or something like that. So make sure you get Windows Pro, whatever, 8.1 Pro, 10 Pro.
I'm excited to try it, man. It was like, and like you were saying, like, yeah, these CPUs are used, but you have to remember, like, these CPUs have basically been sat on a server rack their entire life. They've never moved. They've never been overclocked. They haven't been, like, ramped up and down and turned on and off. They've just been sitting there. That's it. They've just been sitting there on cruise control for however long since they were basically made off the assembly line.
Yeah.
And they're about as stable and unabused as you could possibly get. So
That's it.
I'm keen to try this, and I think it'll be a fun video. At the end of the day, it'll just be a fun video for if anything.
Well, it's going to be just something different as well. Like, I'm sick of all the mainstream stuff now. Like, it's boring. Like, Intel are not giving us anything. The only people
there's
giving
no
us
reason.
stuff is the GPU side of things. Like, I mean, Polaris and Pascal, I'm looking forward to those. But in terms of, like, Kaby Lake, I'm not looking forward to that. You know, like, Skylake was meant to be it. It was meant to be a shrink and an architectural improvement. And it was 5%.
Yeah.
It was it was so bad. Like really on paper, I don't know who would defend
And-
Skylake.
all right.
Like I've got some people in the comments saying, "Oh, Skylake's pretty good." No, it's not. It's terrible. Straight up.
Well, all right. Well, we spent a lot of time on this, but before we move on, I just did want to say that I did watch one video of a guy that was actually benchmarking just a single one of these, the lower version of this Xeon chip. It's like there's like a V1, V2, V3. He was testing like one of the V1s. It's only like a 2.2 gigahertz. He tested that against a 5820K at stock and it beat it in Cinebench in even single-threaded performance. And it was so, like that pretty much was out. That was like
just
whoa.
one of these things
Just
beat
one's
it in total.
the slower one, the slower V1s against the 5820K. It beat it in Cinebench in single-thread and multi-threaded performance. So I was like, holy shit, man.
Oh, is that stock for stock though? 'Cause I think
Yeah, it was stock for stock.
Yeah, 5820s. Yeah.
3.3,
That's pretty good.
yeah,
That's
stock
if
for
that, I gotta
stock,
see that. You have to send us the link.
I'll send you a link. Yeah, I was like, he was making the video because he had just got the 5820K and he was really disappointed in it coming from his Xeon. He was like, my Xeon is beating this new 5820K I just got. It's like, what the hell? So
Well, that's it. You would be disappointed, eh? So.
But before we move on to real topics, there was one thing I just wanted to say is there was a channel, I linked it down below, Tiago Toons. He makes cartoons about tech YouTubers like Linus, Jay, myself, now even Logan, Tiny Tom Logan, everyone you could think of.
Good.
Yeah, it's funny, man. He's only got like 250 subs right now, but he just did a new one today, how tech YouTubers make graphics card reviews. It's absolutely hilarious. Go check it out and just throw the guy a sub and a mention. Tell him Joker sent you, and check him out. If you watch all the tech YouTubers, you'll definitely appreciate the humor and that side of the content because you'll find it relatable. But it's very niche. You have to be into tech YouTuber content and get that whole side of thing, but then you'll find it funny. But anyway,
it's good, man. I like his stuff, eh? So it's really cool.
You want to take away at Nvidia Pascal?
Okay, so we got some news off the press here. Let's jump into the topics. Sorry, it took a little bit long, but personal news, it's always juicy, right?
So we got 163 viewers in here, man. Let's go, Pascal. We were just getting the chat warmed up, man. We were just getting you moist.
Yeah.
Let's go, Pascal.
All right, yeah. So we got the upcoming next gen Pascal GPUs. Apparently they're being tested and validated now. So we all know that they're on 16 nanometer, but what we don't know is what Nvidia is going to do with these actual SKU lines here. So apparently we just got numbers. That's all we've got. 000 at the end there, 100, 500, and another 100. So I'm actually curious to see what Nvidia is going to do. That's the thing. We don't know what Nvidia sold in terms of how many Titans they sold. Well, Titan could have been a relative flop in the last couple of years on the Titan X and the Titan. And if that's so, maybe they will just release something in between the 980 Ti and the Titan and just release that out there and say,
like
hey,
a
look,
970, like a 1070 Ti.
Or what? I don't know, mate. Maybe just like the 980 Ti Plus or something. You know what I mean? Like something like that. That's a bit better than their, flagship gaming card, but also has a lower price point than the Titan. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I've kind of because they've been changing it up every year. Like they released the 980 and the 970 first, and
they keep on putting out these incremental cards, I guess, which I think a lot of people seem to want. But I would prefer it to be simpler. I would like to see them just come out with okay, here's our 1080 $700 card. Like that's it. That's our top of the range. Like we're not coming out with a 1080 Ti. We're not coming out with a Titan. That's it. $700, 1080. It's got like 12 gigs.
It'd be more along the
lines
of 850. It'd be in between. It'd be like 850 if they did that.
But then drop down from there, they can go to then the next one would be like around 500, which would be like where the 980 is now, and then they could have one below that for 300.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think they'll have obviously they'll have the high price, the two mid-range brother and sister cards. That's pretty typical, right? Mm-hmm. And then they'll have their real $200 card or whatever. So I think that'll be how it'll go. It's just I don't know the exact pricing now because 4 models in testing, that kind of seems that throws me off in my predictions.
Well, I was just looking at the numbers here, and if you look at the two middle ones, they both have that third section of just all zeros, but then the last section is a 100 and a 000. So my thinking is that is something like a 1080 and 1080 Ti, and then the other two are 1070 and 1060. That's what I'm thinking, or a Titan, or a Titan and a little brother Titan, like a 1080 that's like a little brother of a Titan, because they're probably going to have the same GPU, just with less shaders and less video memory.
That's true. They're all 699, right? 699. So they're all 699. They're probably all based off the same SKU. I don't know, man. That'll be interesting to see. I'm pretty thrown off by 4 different models.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be weird because if they're, do you think their 1080 series, do you think those are going to be HBM, or do you think those are going to be GDDR5X? Because if they're not, then this could just be they could do something like 8 gigabyte, basically 1080 cards, and then the Titans will be these fucking 12 gigabyte HBM card beasts.
Yeah, the fact that they got 4 SKUs there kind of throws me off. I'd say I don't know. I'm just waiting for Pascal now because I think you'll get something in April though. I think this is really good news because I think we're going to see the first flagship card be released soon anyway, regardless. So
it just leaves a lot to. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic there.
Yeah.
It leaves a lot to speculate about, and it's just it's getting me excited about it more. And
like
more as we get
I've
closer.
usually been concrete with my predictions, but this time around I'm kind of thrown off by this. So that's all I'll say. Like I don't know what Nvidia's
and also I would say that like when they're launching this, I don't think that they're really expecting anything from AMD right around the corner afterwards anyway. So they're kind of releasing into a free market right now where they don't really have any direct competition right now at this generation. I don't think, at least not for a few months yet.
Yeah, exactly. I hope AMD can get Polaris out ASAP. They definitely need to do that. But Nvidia's had this ready kind of thing. They've been actually wanting to release a 16 nanometer chip for a while. It's just the process has actually slowed them down. So
oh yeah, like all the debates with TSMC and Samsung and all that stuff.
But now they got it finally in the works. I think they're gonna, it's gonna have NVLink as well, and then it's gonna have HBM. So
there's a lot going into this.
Yeah,
this is going to be big, man. HBM, DirectX 12, Vulkan, all that stuff is, full DirectX 12 support, actual full DirectX 12 support, hopefully. So, there's an NVLink, HBM, there's a lot of new tech.
I want to know who wants me to get one of these cards and see if it'll work on the X58 board with an E5640. I'll test out the new GPU.
Oh, Pascal?
Yeah, test it out on a $20 CPU. We'll see.
You may need a BIOS update, mate. You may need a BIOS update.
I need a BIOS update. So X58 for the win. That's where it's at. So we got Vulkan graphics.
Yep.
Do we want to move on to this now? Or?
Yeah. So, we have Vulkan API and NVIDIA GPUs are ready for it, man.
Yeah, but I'd love to ask the audience too. What do you guys think about this? With the Nvidia Pascal GPUs. I think we will honestly. I think we will see another flagship release first, and then we'll see them trickle out the rest of their cards. I think that's the
nice.
way.
And, also at the bottom of that the thread on the NVIDIA site here that we have this link below, and Andrew Burns actually linked in the comments on that to a page where you can download some Vulkan demos. So if you've got like an NVIDIA card that are capable of running these, you can actually download it and run them. So,
so we got Vulkan here.
Nice.
Yeah, so Vulkan's been essentially released, I guess, with this Talos Principles, the first kind of game that's supporting it. So if you NVIDIA have released their support for it, so you can go download the game and then you can try it out. So that's pretty good news. I like that Vulkan's actually out there in the wild, and it's hopefully it can gain traction because I don't want DirectX 12 to be the only freaking API because let's face it, DirectX 11 is pretty much the only API that games use at the moment. DirectX 9 and 11,
I'm just afraid Vulkan is going to become like another Mantle, where it's going to be like 2 or 3 games. It's going to have it thrown on as a gimmick, and then we're going to forget about it.
Exactly,
because
that's
DirectX is on Windows. It's Microsoft. It's hard. It's hard to beat it when it's on their platform. It's really hard. It's really, really hard.
No, it's not just that. DirectX 11, despite what people say, it is easy for developers to work with. That's the bottom line.
That's debatable.
So, it depends. Yeah, it depends who you are. But you got to realize a lot of game developers out there need a package. They can't just fucking work from scratch,
OpenGL is great too, but it's just not the standard.
Well, that's it.
American Truck Simulator, I can actually get that game to run better in OpenGL than I can in DirectX on a single GPU.
That's the question. Does it look as good? I remember I played a game, I think it's Heroes of New Earth, that had OpenGL support.
Well,
the game looked like crap in OpenGL. That's the truth.
No, it looks fine. In this particular case, it looks fine. But I could see that if with this game is actually on an older DirectX 9 engine that they're still working on. So in this particular case, no. But maybe on a DirectX 11 game, that probably would be the case if it was available on OpenGL as well. So I can see what you mean there.
All right, so that's the Vulkan, guys. You can go out and try it if you've got. I didn't have enough time to.
You got to get someone asked in the chat about it. You have to get the Vulkan driver, Naki. Check the link down below, man. It says on here you got to get this special Vulkan driver.
Yeah. Simply download this special. Yeah. So you got to just download the special Vulkan driver if you've got it. You can try it out.
If you want to test it out, you got to download the driver.
Yeah.
Moving on to Street Fighter V, though. Man, this just released yesterday, and what a fucking mess. Oh my god. So.
I've heard about that.
So I'm not a big Street Fighter fan, but I'm going to talk about this for people because people were asking me about it on Twitter, and I got myself educated about it enough to talk about it here today. So Basically, so this game has come out yesterday, but the single player campaign for it actually doesn't even come out until summer, which is pretty freaking messed up if you ask me. I almost cursed there, Brian. I stopped myself.
That's it. You held it back, brother. You're doing it for kids.
I did it for you, man. I did that for you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, so the single player story is actually not even coming out until summer, so that's pretty messed up to begin with. So you would think if the game is launching with only online mode, but you can do like arcade battles and obviously like that basic kind of stuff. But the main selling point right now on release for this game and for Street Fighter V anyway is the online. People want to get in online matches to play against their friends, play against new people, blah blah blah. That's why people play Street Fighter games, for the competitive side of it. And they released the game yesterday, and the online is completely borked. It does not work. Like, you can't connect. Like, if you do connect, you get disconnected. There's all sorts of other issues involved with it, and you can't remap the key bindings at all on the keyboard if you are playing with a keyboard. Most people probably aren't, but if you are, you can't. That's pretty messed up as well. So this is just a nightmare of a launch for Street Fighter V.
Yeah, I mean, I never really tried Street Fighter 4, but hey, I mean, Street Fighter 5 is kind of making a buzz, but it won't make a buzz if it's a complete mess. So, like, I'll just be like, buy Street Fighter 5, read the review.
I was curious to try it because it is Unreal Engine 4 and all that stuff. It looks nice. I used to play Street Fighter back in the day when I was a kid.
Street Fighter 2 and like on the SNES. Like,
not even on the arcade, man. We used to go every day to the night. It was called Night at the Movies. It was our local video store. We used to go there and we'd all go from the pizzeria, like sitting there with greasy thumbs, like, sticks and stuff like that on the arcades, like cabinets. The old arcade cabinets, man. Good stuff.
Oh, dude, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, the arcade game. Oh, my God. Like, are you kidding me? You swap out your characters and then you've got Sabretooth. He was just badass, man.
Man, you get those arcades, you'd have like four people, like four sweaty, fat kids crammed together trying to use the joysticks. It's like fucking awful.
Oh, but no, like Sabretooth had this ultimate. You could essentially do a combo and then you could use your ulti and they'd be almost dead. Like, you could one-shot people almost. It's pretty insane.
Man, I miss those. I miss those old. I mean, honestly, one day if I'm a millionaire, like if I overtake PewDiePie and I like have the most subscribers on YouTube and I like all that stuff, I'm gonna totally like deck out like a man cave and get like a Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet. That is happening.
I'll be getting X-Men vs. Street Fighter for sure.
Oh yeah, yes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter would be better. I will agree with you on that.
That's like,
I will agree with you there. And also, old school side scrollers like Ninja Turtles and the Simpsons game were great. They were pretty much rip-off clones of like games like Double Dragon and stuff, but they were still great because they were Ninja Turtles and Simpsons.
Yeah, they were. Like Ninja
Back when licensed games were okay to just be licensed games and nothing else. It was like I don't care. Just put a Simpsons skin over those ninja guys. That's fine. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, like now we got another Street Fighter 5 article again. I don't know what these guys don't learn.
It's all the same one. This is all in the same thing as an update, because I was saying at the launch they don't have any key bindings. They are going to be putting out an update that will allow you to remap the key bindings, but it was just worth noting that on launch it doesn't have it, which is just stupid. You should not release games on PC without allowing people to rebind keys.
There's a ton of good game reviewers out there. They're usually not the biggest, and I will say that. And I mean, I don't know what they're doing. Are they just giving it to the biggest YouTubers or whatever, the biggest game reviewers, and being like, "What do you think? Oh, YOLO, yeah, this is great." But like, you got to release it to a heap of people. And
someone
get some
GIF
feedback,
that.
baby.
Please, someone GIF that. Brian doing that. Please, someone GIF that and send that to me on Twitter. That face and that hand. I don't know what that was, but just send that to me and I'll.
That's what's happening.
It.
Like, give this game out to a heap of people. Let them test it before it goes live. Like this. The only thing that this is doing for them is really costing them sales, costing them reputation as well. If you're going to release a game, get it right from the get-go. A few bugs, everyone can understand some little minor issues. Okay, it's not working with this particular setup or whatever. That happens. But like major bugs where the game just comes out and it's a complete mess, that's what that's going to cost you sales, going to cost you reputation. And what? All for because you want to release the game. You could release the game 2 weeks later and have it just successfully launch. I don't know. But I guess they don't care. This is the whole thing, just release it on console, and who cares about the PC?
Word.
Yeah.
All right, I want to move on to Fallout 4, man. Yeah, we got Fallout 4. They finally got some DLC and Season Pass details for 3 DLCs. Well, one of them is just the Wasteland Workshop, which people have been waiting for the full mod support, which is going to be great. That's what I'm excited the most out of all of this is to get that. But also the Automatron and Far Harbor DLC. The Far Harbor one's going to be about £20, so that looks like that's going to be the biggest one of all of them for sure. Really big story DLC, so I'm excited for that. I just got back into Fallout 4, so I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah, I've got to get back into it. That's for sure. So
yeah,
I got to find that magic thing called time. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just sat down and played it like the past few days, man. I've been grinding through it. I modded it and just sat down and started playing and just got into it, man. It's just a lot of fun. It's buggy as hell though. There's a lot of things wrong with that game, and the inventory system is like, oh my god, like I just want to go find someone at Bethesda, and like even with the mods that like supposedly fix it, it's still absolutely horrible, and I want to physically assault the man that invented that inventory system.
Yeah.
I hate you. I hate you. Sorry.
Fallout 4, there we go. So there's some DLCs coming. Obviously we've got the texture mods out there as well. This game is looking pretty hot to get. I mean, if you can pick it up for cheap, then it wouldn't be a bad idea to get it, you know.
Just know it's buggy as shit. Buggy.
Yeah, I mean, I played the first 5 or 6 hours of it, and I've really enjoyed it so far. I've just got to get back into it. So I haven't actually played games for like a couple of weeks now, you know. So just my weekends are with my son now, so it's good.
That's good, man. It's good to hear. And also as part of this DLC store, we were also talking about. They also have a link up here for Ars Technica, actually saying you can actually beta test the upcoming DLCs, and when you do, you get them for free. Nice.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, well, I'll go beta test them just for like 10 minutes. All right, guys, give us free DLC.
Yeah.
Just quickly, like 1 minute, log in, run around. Oh, yeah, game's perfect, guys. Can I get the DLC now? So.
Yep, but allow PC players anyway. PC players to access DLC content early and for free, provided they become approved beta testers. So you do have to become an approved beta tester. So
Okay,
check the article on Ars Technica. They do have the link where you could sign up with Bethesda. So it's not like you just click something and boom, automatically you're a beta tester and you get all the DLCs for free. If only the world were that perfect.
Damn. Like I was just hoping, yeah.
If only the world were that perfect. But it's still cool though to see that even being offered, because like all these other like companies, like, you know, they'll make you like pay for beta access and shit. I feel like beta testers should be the ones getting paid, or at least getting the game for free. Whereas now it's that's how it used to be anyway, and now it's transferred to we have to pay just for the mere privilege of playing their unfinished buggy messes.
Yep. Well, that's it. It's a privilege, right, to play a messed up game nowadays.
Not really. Not really. It's a job that people used to get paid to do. Now we pay to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're stupid.
That's
people.
it. That's very good logic.
Game developers and publishers figured out that we were stupid many years ago. Sometime around after the 360 launched, and they were fully connected online. Basically, at that point, Skynet became self-aware, and they were like, "Yeah, we could just mess with these fucking idiots all day because we just have them connected all the time now. We could just constantly firing idiocy into our brains."
Well, that's it. Take the beta money and put it into marketing. It's just a complete win for the company, you know?
Yes. So. I feel like we're all basically people like from Batman Forever with like the Edward Nigma machine. Remember the Nigma TV device being powered in people's brains, but all of our brains are being melted?
Well, maybe, yeah. It's scary.
Anyway, so you want to move on to AMD bundling Hitman?
Yeah, AMD's bundling Hitman with its graphics cards. This is a great thing. If you're looking to buy a new R9 390, then you can get Hitman with it. So... awesome.
Yeah, and awesome Division and Division is going with Nvidia cards. So look at that. We got covering both sides of the coin here.
So it depends on who you want to go with. Pick your poison, but yeah.
And this is our intermission. No, not really.
That's it.
This is like an intermission. It's like, yeah, by the way, if you buy an AMD card, you get the new Hitman, which is fucked up anyway. Like I paid for this thing like $15 to get the first release of it. Because they're releasing this new Hitman in waves, like episodically, which just sounds like such a cash grab from Square Enix, man. And I put down the $15 because you get beta access, and I don't know if they do something amazing with this, then I mean kudos to them. But I'm expecting this to be a complete fucking flop.
Yeah, trickling out games like in episodes is annoying, man. Hey, pay 15, pay another 15, pay another 15.
Works. It works in some games like the Telltale stuff because it's so story driven. I don't know, with stuff like this, I don't feel like it is. Not at the prices that they're talking about, like $60 for the full thing. No. I mean, if they wanted to just do mini games and release single missions on Steam for like, I don't know, $1 each or some stupid shit like that, I don't know. I wouldn't buy that. I think it would be dumb.
Like, when is a game developer just going to release GoldenEye? Re-release just a full remake?
Activision did and it sucked. Well, they didn't.
No, like
they tried to you can play GoldenEye Source, mate. You just go play GoldenEye Source. It's great.
No, but I want a new game on like Unreal Engine 4 or something.
Oh, Unreal Engine 4. Well, we might wait a little while for that, but I would like that as well.
Like, it's just
all these
awesome.
all these old school arena shooters are coming back. Man, I would love to see Activision just go full on with a fucking GoldenEye remake. Like, that'd be great.
That's it.
Just online arena shooter for like PC and consoles.
I mean, the thing is, for me, that was my favorite James Bond movie too. Like,
Activision would fuck that up though. There's no way they would do a story license like that and just do an online shooter for people that actually make us happy. They'd have to worry about doing a story to please the studios, and it would just be a fucking shitty game because 2016 sucks.
It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. So we got Forza Motorsport 6. We want to talk about this, and Gears of War 4 also rumored to be.
Oh yeah, man, this is
10.
like we talked about this like last summer, man. Like I've been predicting this for ages. Like last E3 when they said Gears, the old Gears Remastered was coming out to PC, I was like, dude, all of the games that come out for Xbox One in the future are going to come to PC for Windows 10 exclusive. There's no reason they wouldn't do that. They should have been doing it already. They should have been doing this for the past 8 fucking years throughout Xbox 360. They're only just now pulling their heads out of their proverbial asses to do this.
Well, the thing is, Xbox One's x86, so it's easier to do that now. That's the thing.
Well, no, now they realize. No, I think now they realize they can make money, so now they're going to do it. But they're probably going to. The only thing I'm concerned about is that it's going to be on the Windows Store. They just started releasing big titles again on the Windows Store, and it's not had the best launch. They've got Rise of the Tomb Raider on there right now, which a bunch of people got because it took advantage of a regional exploit to get it for cheap. But the fucking thing doesn't even support SLI. It's like, how do you have a game that supports SLI, but it doesn't support SLI only on the Windows Store? It's ridiculous. It's absurd.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
That's pretty stupid.
Considering they're like scares me.
Yeah, they're the makers of the OS. I don't know.
Scares me about this. But I mean, these games, I want to play these games, but I'm scared about the Windows Store because I know they're not going to put it on Steam, and we're not going to make it DRM free. It's going to be on the Windows Store, and it's going to be probably not great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sticking to Steam. I love Steam. Like the
I
way
do not love Steam. I don't like any. I don't want any platforms. I don't want no DRM.
Well, all my games are on Steam. Like, I just like how it works.
Okay. You like all your games on Steam. Okay, but here's the thing. There are some games on Steam that will not let you launch them until it makes an online connection. GTA 5 being one of them. Fallout 4 another. The other day, I went to go play Fallout 4. My internet was out for whatever reason for like a period of 15 minutes. And when I launched Steam, I didn't have any internet, so it would not let me launch Fallout 4 until I got back online and connected. And I was like, fuck that. I would rather have this game fucking pirated at this point on my system so that I could actually have the files so that I could play it whenever I want than have to access Steam. That's why I like GOG.
Well,
GOG is great because you can play your games whenever you want and choose if you want to use their platform or not.
Well, I mean, that's why people pirate games, because of that crap.
Yeah,
like a lot of people actually own the game.
I mean, I don't want to play it offline. I wouldn't actually pirate a game just to circumvent Steam. It's not that much of a problem, but it's really annoying. I don't like having to use it.
But for some people, it is. Their internet drops out a lot. Like, we're lucky, you know.
Yeah, some people just don't have internet really, like all the time at all. And they get their games, they have access to the internet. They just can't. That's messed up, man.
It is, dude. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, you can go get your copy of Forza Motorsport 6 soon, I guess, in the near future.
Unfortunately, on the Windows Store.
Yeah, on the Windows Store.
Fucking the wank store. On the fucking wank operating system, Windows 10.
Wankdos 10.
Yep, there it is. Wankdos. Those Wankdos. Star Citizen, dual citizenship, yes.
Yeah.
So you want to take this one?
Well, not really much to say.
Okay.
They're gonna split the multiplayer and the single player, which I agree with. I think it's a good
They,
decision, right?
well,
Like,
dude, they'd already. This has been like, if anyone's like surprised by this, then they didn't obviously pay attention because they've been saying this for ages, like for months and months and months. It's said on the store. It's like when you pre-order now, you get Squadron 42 with it, but it's not going to be like that forever. Eventually, this is going to be split away from it. We're going to do
yeah,
this. They've been saying it since the beginning. So
yeah,
like I was like, all right, it's fine. And I pre-ordered early on, knowing that ahead of time. I was like, great, I pre-ordered early or bought into the beta and alpha early, so I got access to Squadron 42. So just know that, if you didn't now, then you can't. You got to buy the Squadron 42 separately. So
yeah. I mean,
extra 15
I'm hoping
bucks.
this game will get released. I'm hoping it gets released soon, though. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is. I mean, a lot of people might complain about this, but the fact that this is not more than $60. Like if this was $60 and then the campaign was 15 on top of that, then I could see a reason to complain. But the fact that they're actually offering this without the single player for $45 is great. That's because a lot of people don't care about the multiplayer. They don't care about or the single player. I'm sorry, they don't care about the
yeah,
single player. They only want to go online and play with their friends or PvP and all that stuff. They don't care about playing a story, so they don't want to put
yeah.
down $60 for it, which is great. That's a really good option because they could have went the other way, which I could see
Exactly,
other
right?
companies like EA or Ubisoft doing. Where like, oh yeah, if you want our single player, it's an extra $20, guys. Like, Star Citizen, good job.
That's it. Like, I mean, I think they want to go save $15 and go donate it to PewDiePie. I think that's what people are thinking. So
I realize we're having a lot of. I'm going off on a lot of rants today, man.
you
I think,
are right. You're
I
going
think,
crazy today.
I think that I was taken over by Angry Fat Guy for today's stream. You guys you're getting a full hour of Angry Fat Guy. Holy shit, are you lucky?
No,
Wow.
we'll just
It's
you
not
gotta
angry.
keep,
It's mildly Angry Fat Guy. It's like right in the middle.
yeah, it's in the middle. Yeah.
It's like peeved Fat Guy. I'm not really angry. I'm peeved.
Yeah. So do we want to move on to the next? This is probably the most exciting news for me
Yeah,
this
this is
week.
cool, man. Go on. I'll let you take
This
this.
is okay. So we've got Knights of the Old Republic being remade in Unreal Engine 4. Now, Knights of the Old Republic was just such a good game. Like, if you guys played that years and years and years ago, you would have known how much fun it is. Now they're just remaking it just in glorious HD. Man, playing this thing at 4K on Unreal Engine. Are you kidding me? This is going to be the game to get, in my
If
opinion. Like,
it actually gets released.
yeah, well, I'm hoping it does.
That's the
Like,
thing.
I'm just
All
looking
these
forward to
games
it.
always get taken down by NDA, like DMCA's and things like that. They get takedown notices. All of
Yeah.
them do. Especially
Well, I
like
hope they don't. I mean-
this is Disney, man. Disney's gonna fucking rape them. Are
Yeah,
you
but
kidding?
Knights of the Old Republic's like, what? It's not even a game that's selling anymore. I mean, just let us remake this game, whatever. Even if they have to take a bit of cash on the side or whatever, even if they're, licensed, I don't give a shit. Like, I need this in my life. You know what
Yeah,
I
this will
mean?
be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I seriously do. I need this in my life. Like,
I
games
want
have
it
just
because
been coming out and they've just been absolutely sucking. At least this way, the game works and it's got a good story. It's got good mechanics in it. All it's doing is getting an update to the graphics.
I'll say that I would be excited for it, obviously for Star Wars Unreal Engine 4, but because I didn't play this game. I haven't played
Oh,
this,
really?
so
Whoa.
I've heard how great it was, and everyone says like, "Oh my god, it's the best Star Wars game ever." So I want to play it, but it's so dated at this point that I can't really bring myself to playing old games like that. That's just how I am. But something
Yeah.
like this, if it was remade in modern graphics, I would totally be all over it, man. That'd be awesome to get a chance to play a game that I missed out on. I love when they remake games like that because of that. Because there are a lot of games I just missed out on, years ago that I'd like to play now, but I want them to be in modern graphics.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, dude, if you haven't played Knights of the Old Republic, and this is actually, I'm going to follow this story because if this gains more traction, definitely hold out for this. I'll be like, Joker, we got to do a stream, and you'll be like, I'm playing, playing Coda, man. He'll be missing in action like all the time.
Gotta play old KOTOR, man.
Yeah,
Good old
that's it.
KOTOR.
Yeah,
All right, so
and you'll have a beard, and then like Tiago Toons will have to remake you with the beard. Yeah. All right,
my beard grows horribly. That's why I stopped growing it. Yeah, but next
all right,
up
do
is
you want to take this? John Cena.
oh my god, dude, you can't even see me. It's like Jesus. Dude, no, Brian literally can't see me because you guys have to see me, so Brian can't see me. He can't see to me. Anyway, 2K16 coming to PC March 11th. They hadn't been doing these like for a while, but last year they did this as well. They brought out 2K15 later after it had already come out on console, and it was like okay-ish, not great. Hopefully they do better this time around. They just, I don't know, the WWE games for years have just not been good, but they used to be. I used to love them when I was younger, man. I used to
Are you kidding me? WCW
oh my
versus
god,
WO?
man.
Yeah,
They were
that was
so good back in the day. Oh my god. If this has like, if this is good and it has proper online and all that, man, and it's actually decent, I might give it a go. Because I love wrestling. I used to love wrestling games as a kid, like making my own characters and all that, and especially when they started to add in things like making your own intros and all that. That was great.
it's John Cena, bro.
Yeah, the chat is just getting the John Cena part right now. I can tell.
I have to do it. I have to do it once in a while. Come on, it's like, it's John Cena. So, anyway,
it is John Cena.
yeah. So anyway, we're looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'll give it a go. Hopefully, it's not a piece of shit at launch. You want to talk about these Intel SSDs though? 10 terabytes.
Yeah, well, Intel SSDs to hit 10 terabytes of storage. I mean, they actually teamed up with Micron for the 3D NAND, so that'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, 10 terabytes of SSD storage, that's always welcome. Like, I mean, we need this kind of as, you know.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be so much though. I'm more excited about those. I think it was who was talking about doing those 4 terabyte SSDs for like $300 or $400. Supposed to be coming later this year. Awesome Hardware was covering it a few weeks back.
Yeah, see, that would be the one to get. I mean, obviously, what they're saying, it's rumored to be like $13,000 a drive. Are you kidding me? Like, what the, you know? Like that's expensive, man. I don't imagine anyone going out and being like, "Oh, I want a 10 terabyte storage drive. Take my 13 grand."
Dude, I'm happy just to be on a 1 terabyte, you know, for games and stuff. I'm like, dude, I got 1 terabyte SSD. This is fucking great. I'm never gonna run out of space for the rest of my life.
Will it seriously be that small though? Like 10 terabytes of SSD storage. Will it seriously be as small as that photo there with just an Intel SSD on it? Like, that's what I'm wondering. I don't think it would be. Yeah.
And Drake
But
owns.
they are saying it'll be in 2.5-inch SSDs. That's what they're saying.
I just want to say to Drake Owens that I am nowhere near tall enough to be Andre the Giant, but I can be King Kong Bundy, or like Yokozuna or Rikishi. Yeah, like Rikishi would be a little bit more accurate.
Yeah.
Give him the old stink face.
Well, that's it. Apparently, with the 10 terabyte SSD, they're making like the actual NAND chips apparently up to 384 gigabytes a cell. So that'll allow them to put it in a 2.5-inch SSD. That'll be crazy.
Brian, can we do a whole stream where we just talk about old school WWF?
Well, yeah, we could, man. How good it was. Like how good the WWE Attitude Era was just freaking amazing too.
It was good before it was WWE.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
If you want to know when WWE went bad, it's when it became WWE. It was right around that time. I mean, it's purely coincidental, I'm sure, but it's pretty much around that time. Like right at the point when they switched to WWE, just cut it off.
Yeah, it was like buy a shirt, but you know, like they just started putting in cheesy ass crap.
Too much of a brand, man. It's like I love the Attitude Era though, man. Like Triple H, Generation X, Stone Cold, man. Open up a can of whoop ass.
Jericho and The Rock. I mean, it was just off the chain.
It's like, bro, that was oh my God, when Jericho came to WWF, like Y2J, man, that was like, break the walls down. That was fucking great.
Yeah, that's it, eh? It was boss, eh? So that's, I love that day of wrestling. That was awesome.
Dude, I'm old school. Dude, I loved it, man. I used to have like fucking notebooks. I would keep like records of the matches and shit. And record all the videotapes because we didn't have DVRs yet back then. So we used to record VHS. You used to have like a rack of like videos, like those are my wrestling tapes. Don't touch my wrestling tapes. Like your little sister like records Barney on like one of your wrestling tapes. Like, what? You recorded over WrestleMania 10? Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
It's like you just recorded over WrestleMania 10. Like you could just go die. I hate you.
Well, man, I remember I had like an NWO shirt, Wolfpack shirt. I love that stuff, man. It was awesome.
I got my I was at WrestleMania 10. I have my WrestleMania 10 shirt. I'm too big to fit in it right now because I got it when I was back then. I got it a double XL. So, but hopefully when I lose enough weight, I'll be able to fit back in my WrestleMania 10 shirt. It is in the closet. Yeah. So one day, I guess that's one good thing about being, like 300 pounds when you're 12 years old, is that when you're older and you lose weight, all of your shirts when you were 12 now fit you as a grown adult. So,
Well, there you go. You got some motivation.
Pro tips: be an obese teenager so that when you're a normal sized adult, your shirts will fit you still. There you go. It's just planning for the future. I'm just trying to pass on advice here, like always.
So what do we got here next up? A Galaxy S Edge picture. I don't really care much for smartphones. Like you can take this.
Well, yeah, I've got the S6 Edge, so I was keen to see this. Basically looks like the exact same design. Like they've done nothing. It looks like it's slightly less wide, but it's going to be launching around the same price. But it's going to have the new Snapdragon 820. It's going to have a significantly better battery, which is going to be the biggest thing on the S7, because the S6 battery was awful. Like this thing dies by like noon if you even use it to check email once. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to get one though, just because I've already got the S6, and I'll just wait another year for my contract to roll around and get it cheap.
Got a Huawei, bro.
And Brian's on his Huawei.
It's pretty good, man. I'm telling you now, legit phone. Like I paid like $100 for it.
My OnePlus X has expandable storage. I'll tell you what, it could use one of these 5D data storage things. You want to talk about that? Like,
yes.
How about that transition?
Okay.
That segue.
So
like
using
that segue?
nanostructured glass. So apparently scientists from Optoelectronics Research Center have developed the recording and retrieval processes. So they have discovered a way to put data inside this nanostructured glass and 5 layers of it with a femtosecond laser. Now this enables them to put 360 terabytes of data in one disk, which is huge. And not only that, it can survive temperatures of up to 1,000 degrees, can survive to 13.8 billion years. I mean, that's some pretty impressive tech right there. What remains to be seen, of course, is how much it would realistically cost for one of these discs. You know, is it like going to be like $10,000 a disc? You know, so I guess that's what their pitch is, because they're doing it like historical data, so the government can give us all the money and we make these discs. You know what I mean? So,
personally, I would have started at Big Bang and not Holy Bible. I mean, I'm just going chronologically. Holy Bible was a little bit later on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think their pitch is like, hey, governments, we've got this technology. Where's the money?
Technology.
You know? Yeah, we got this tech. Where's the money at? You know, and the governments will be like,
I'm still waiting for us to get this.
Take my money. You know, like
I'm still waiting for us to get those things. There's a Robin Williams movie, I think it was called Final Cut, where people basically had implants where their entire lives were recorded, and then after they died, the implant went to like an editor, and they edited like a montage for their funeral. I'm still waiting for that technology. That's what this made me think of that. I don't know why. Don't question it. I smoke too much. Anyway, move on. Nintendo?
Yeah, Nintendo.
Segways.
Okay,
we need to get some. You know, we need some of those fancy Jay's 2 cent segways that have like the, like those, like the swords. We need some of those things.
Okay,
for segways.
Definitely, just have to hit him up. Like, can we get a Segway?
No, not a. Yeah, okay. No, not a Segway that you ride. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about?
I want to get a Segway. Like, I want to actually get one and ride in, and then be like, okay, transition. Like you can.
So you literally want a Segway.
Yeah, and then we can segue in style.
He wants that would be pretty bold to segue a Segway, I must say.
Like, how boss would it be? Like, how boss would it be?
I don't know, Chet. Can you segue a Segway? Can you pull? Yeah. Can that be pulled off? Can one actually segue a Segway?
Yeah,
that's pretty.
The chat would love it. Chat would be like, yeah, I want to see that shit. So.
Yeah, Nintendo is for noobs, man. Why do you even want to talk about this?
I'm just hoping they can get on and whatever they want to do. Apparently, they're going to support Unreal Engine 4, which is great. But where is Zelda? That's all I want to say. Nintendo, hurry up and get a new Zelda out. That's all I'm going to say. And then I might just buy their platform. I might buy their new Nintendo NX. All I want is Zelda. I want a new Zelda. I want a new experience. And
201 viewers.
Oh yeah, we're cracking 200 again. Thanks, guys.
I was watching it, man. That's more important than Nintendo.
Okay, well, yeah, exactly right. So yeah, Nintendo, like, they've really taken a dive with the Wii U. I mean, and the reason they've taken the dive is they forgot about the content. The content was what always made Nintendo. And, you know, all they've gone out and done stupid things like license all their stuff on YouTube. I mean, that's fair enough. They can do that as a company. That's their choice. They've got the legal right to do that. But, you know, they need to get back to what made them Nintendo, and that was just making awesome games like Mario Kart. Mario Kart 64.
Well, they've got to
You
make
know,
amazing. They've got to make
Mario
a. They've
64. Like,
well, they. What happened is on the Wii U, they lacked the first party titles. On the Wii, they had a lot of success. Why? Because they had a ton of great first party titles. And now they're making. They come out with these consoles that have like this proprietary tech, and they don't even have the first party titles. How do you expect people to make third party titles for it for specific technology that's not compatible on other hardware? Why would they do that? It's just you're asking them to go out of their way to produce stuff for your platform. Doesn't really seem beneficial to them.
like, they need to get on track. They need to get on track and start making content. Make games, Nintendo. Stop with this crappy tech. Like, oh, we've got a wireless center now. You can have some fun. So no one cares. People just want the games. I don't care if they're exclusive. I really don't care. I just want an enjoyable game.
Yeah.
So
Well, this Nintendo NX, man, it's gonna have to be affordable. Like $200. If it comes out and it's like, okay, we're putting this out, we're gonna have Mario and Mario Kart and Zelda and all this stuff at launch and good first party titles at launch. Like I'd be a buyer at like 200, 250, and I would put a little unit. If it was small, I'd put it on my desk and hook it up to my monitor and play it occasionally, and that'd be okay by me. But if they start putting out some like ridiculous console that's like overpriced with some proprietary like motion controls and 3D and things like that, I'm just gonna be like I can't be bothered. Sorry.
Yep.
Not
Sorry,
for me.
Nintendo. Yep.
But I might not be Nintendo's market, and that's okay too. I'm not everyone's market. That's fine.
All right. So do we want to jump onto some questions? What is the time? I do not want to be late for work. Like I remember this week, it really made me cringe, man. Like I was late.
Fire your guys' questions in chat while Brian's telling us straight.
Yeah,
give us your questions in chat.
So
here.
I was late to work. Like I'm usually not late to work. Like I haven't been late by like 15 minutes to work in like 2 years. I'm riding my bike to work, and I said good morning to this old dude down the road, and then he's like, "Alto Dio, alto." I'm like, yeah, I know I'm fucking late. Why do you think I'm pedaling on my bike so fast? Just I hate these like obvious snide comments. Like, yeah, I know I'm late. How many times have you seen me riding down this road late? Like once in a blue moon. Like the way he said it too was like a smart ass snide remark. It just really drove me up the wall, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my that was my rant for the week. So. But I guess people show their true colors, like in that case.
Is a G-Sync monitor still necessary with a Gigabyte 2 980 Ti's? Well, it doesn't really factor into it, man. It's not really what GPU you have. G-Sync is beneficial no matter what you're running. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I got asked. Oh, Dragon said, "Is Nintendo big in Japan?" Yeah, they're big, like especially with the 3DS and stuff like that. Massive. Like their handheld market's actually growing a lot. The Wii U was kind of even a flop here, I think. It wasn't the best-selling console, I know that. They targeted it too much at casuals, and like casuals aren't really the market that was, SNES was for like hardcore gamers. 64 was for hardcore gamers. Wii was kind of like for everyone. And then Wii U has gone
people like your grandparents. The Wii was for your grandparents. Like it was
and now
weird.
Yeah, now they've targeted the Wii U for kind of like family. And it's like, well, what about your hardcore gamers, the people who originally supported you? It's like they forgot about that market with the Wii U.
Well, I think they basically pivoted because the games they were making back then that the hardcore gamers were playing, hardcore gamers stopped playing because the market shifted. So that style of game that they were making became family-oriented type content. So that's why they really had to pivot there, I think. Because I mean, I at least that's what it seems like on paper. I mean, if they were going to make Zelda games and market it to hardcore gamers, I mean, they certainly aren't doing that anyway. They're not achieving that. If that's their goal, I don't think they're hitting that.
Oh yeah. Well, I haven't seen Deadpool yet. Spoilers for upcoming builds, man. There's just a lot. Like literally.
Hey, wait. We're still on the same question. I saw Deadpool.
Oh, okay.
I saw Deadpool. Deadpool was great, man. It was really funny. I thought some of the I'm not going to give any spoilers here.
Yeah, don't.
In case you're concerned, I'm not going to give any spoilers. But it was really good. Probably the best superhero movie that I've seen since Guardians of the Galaxy, and that goes.
Why did it die?
I think it's back. We're back.
Okay. Well, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So we're back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the stream
so
died for
cold.
1 second, but we're back though. So people
Yeah.
are seeing now we're back. But I told them in chat, so we should be good.
Oh,
Anyway, move on to the
Overwatch.
next
I've really sorry. I got asked about Overwatch, Satan. Yeah, I think I've got to try that game, man. It looks pretty good. I got asked about spoilers about the upcoming builds. Like, I've got so many freaking used parts here. I just like I don't know what it is, man. I guess I get an addiction to things, and like I just overdo it. So there is going to be a lot of used builds coming. Like for spoilers, we're going to see like server parts, different kind of mods. Like there's just going to be a bit of everything coming. Like literally, like you guys can look forward. If you guys are a big fan of the used builds, there's just a lot of that coming in the next few weeks. So it's just going to be like used Yes City, you know, like there's a lot of used parts coming in. So it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it too. Like I just build them now and I just put them up on auction because like I offer my subscribers, like if you're in Japan and you need a cheap gaming computer, I'll sell you at a cost. That's no problems. That's my offer. I'm just not posting them internationally. So just use, it's like it's going to be like $200 to post a PC. You could probably get it something cheaper where you're at.
I haven't tried Overwatch yet, but I mean I've seen the footage. It's just I want to try it. It looks really good. I think I'm definitely want to try it. I just haven't actually played it yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do more videos outside. I don't have a video tomorrow's gonna be outside actually.
Yeah. Well, do you think the GTX 970 is still worth buying? Yes. Like honestly, if you can, I'd try and wait out for Pascal. If you like, it depends on how important the money is. Like if you just come into $300 every week, like I'd probably pull the trigger on a 970 or a 390. But if you know if you've been saving for a long time, I'd just keep saving and wait for Pascal. That's all. So yeah, because I mean, this year is like the year of GPUs because you're going to get that node shrink and architectural improvement on both AMD and Nvidia's sides. So it's going to be a good year.
Dan wants to know if I'm going dual socket. I'm thinking about it, man. I'm very heavily leaning towards picking up that CPU and mobile combo to at least try it out and see how it is because it might be amazing for rendering. So I'm definitely interested in trying it out.
I mean, I'm picking it up already.
Not for my main rig, though. That will not be my main rig.
If you wait until I can set it up, then I'll tell you how it is. But also at the same time, if you wait that long, all those CPUs could be sold out, man. Like they're selling.
Well, that's why I said I'm ordering. I'm pretty much set on ordering those CPUs tonight. So yeah. I'm gonna do a dual Xeon build probably. But it's not gonna be my main rig. My main rig will stay X99 for compatibility reasons because there are some compatibility issues with like I don't even know how that would work with SLI and games. I wouldn't even want to venture to guess, but. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. If I do the build, I mean, I have no reason to not throw 2 cards in there and see if it works. 2 CPUs, 2 GPUs. Why the hell not?
Yeah, that's it, man. Like it'll
double
be just
SLI, baby. Double SLI. Yeah.
You just be the like yeah.
I mean,
2 CPUs, 2 GPUs, 1 gamer. That's
I'm already pretty much de facto covering like SLI exclusively on my channel, so it would only be suited if I had dual CPUs as well.
Yeah, we got asked if we're going to meet IRL. Like one day, it's definitely going to happen. Me and Joker are going to hook up and have a blast.
Oh yeah, well, the directions our channels are both doing really well right now, and it's I've already begun plans for traveling for events, and I'm sure Brian will eventually travel for events, and it's only a matter of time before our paths cross at an event or something like that. So it's just a matter of time, really.
Got asked about if a married couple and child get divorced and the child is claimed by one parent. Yeah, I could I got to look into that. Claiming tax returns, definitely. Yeah. I think I could claim off my tax, Yeah, that's a good comment there. I've actually got to look into that, So
nice. All right, well, we're gonna wind this one down, guys. We gotta start to get out of here. Brian's got work, and I gotta go render tomorrow's video, man. I can't wait to watch it. I think it's gonna take like 2 hours to render because it's got like 13 layers, and I know just adding extra layers in Vegas makes it take longer, even though they're just short snippets of audio. It's
4K is the biggest face palm. I'm sorry to say, but like it's just like you're trying to do something. Yeah, you're trying to do something. It's like you're just waiting on this cursor, and this is on an X99 system, like overclocked, and I'm just seeing my crap like lag. I'm like, like I hate it. Like I hate editing in 4K. I love the picture quality. I love the final result. Don't get me wrong. It's just it takes so much more time, like not only in the final render, but also the actual process of piecing things and quickly
smashing. It doesn't take me any longer to edit, But
Really?
watching it back, it's not as smooth for me. I can't. I don't
Yeah.
enjoy the editing as much because it's like, oh, it's so. I just want to watch it back smooth, like I'm going to see it when it's done. But I have to watch it back choppy. So sometimes you may have to make it like, if I add like a panning effect, especially like in in post, it's gonna lag to fuck inside Vegas. So I might not know until afterwards if it's smooth or not. But you can actually there's a thing you can do, Brian, that you might not know about since you're new to Vegas. You can do a thing where it'll pre-render like a section. Like
Yeah.
you can highlight like 10 seconds of video and you could tell it to like render that, and like your CPU will just ramp up for like a minute or two and render that part out so you can watch it back smoothly if you need to. But that would
What
add
about
more time
making
if you need to watch that
adjacent?
back.
What about making adjustments though? Minor adjustments. Would it then have to re-render the whole thing?
I don't really use it, so I couldn't
Okay.
tell you. But I know about the feature. I know a lot of people like it if you need to watch something back. But
Um,
I assume you don't render it out like into a separate file. It still stays in your timeline. It just basically, I think it like caches it to your RAM or something like that, or to your disk, so that part is ready basically.
we got asked this interesting question actually, one that I will take before we go. Is the 28-inch G-Sync monitor better than a 40-inch 4K monitor? Now, for me, I would
For
say that
gaming, yes, only for gaming though. For me, a pixel density. I
Yeah.
mean, it would be too small at that size for me for desktop use.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Like, for me, I'd want to see something in the middle, like a 32-inch 4K, like just for desk and, like just really take
I could
advantage
just-
of that 4K
I could
pixel
just-
density,
I could tell you from having I don't have experience with the smaller ones, but I can tell you from having a 40-inch 4K on my desk that at the distance that it's at right now, which is probably farther than most monitors would be, this is about right, and the pixel density and the scaling is perfect. Like you don't need to do any scaling in Windows or the applications at all. You just leave it at 1:1 and it's perfect. Anything smaller than this, you are going to have to start to do that. And if you do things like in Windows, like Windows scaling, like you do it 125%, it'll be fine. But there are certain applications that just won't scale properly. Adobe, for instance, it's not going to scale properly. Photoshop, like all your icons, like it's
Yeah.
going to look so tiny. It's so hard to see on a 28-inch monitor or something. So 40-inch is big, but you have to think about it at 4K. It's what's right for that size, just like 27 inches is right for 1440p.
That's true, yeah.
And you
That's
can
what
get
I think, yeah.
and you can get like the Psyche now for like $600, which is way better than my Korean monitor and about the same price that I paid for my Korean. So those things now are cheap, and I'm thinking about getting one of those just to replace my Korean because they are way better for colors and video editing.
All right, guys. So anyway, yeah, we'll just wind it down, and we'll catch you guys in the next week. Thanks for coming. I was probably a little bit grumpy today. I didn't sleep a whole lot last night. Sometimes
With that hair, man.
you just get a rough sleep sometimes, but that's
all
not
right,
going to
man.
stop me from.
Well, we still had, I think we had a great show nonetheless, man. Good audience, good turnout.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, we're gonna wind it down, and
Yep.
we'll catch you guys next week for
Yep.
episode 38.
All right. Thanks for watching, y'all.
All right, ta